Conjuring, brought to you by Meath County Council and Meath Libraries with me, Billy Bubbles. It's my pleasure to bring you these magic classes in lieu of the performances that I was meant to be doing in the libraries this summer. You are going to learn some amazing magic and have a lot of fun. Let's get on with it. Oh, getting hot. Oh, hi there. Let me tell you a story about 4 burglars who decide that they want to rob a bank. Here they are, the 4 kings. And if you imagine the 4 kings are the burglars and the deck of cards on the table is the bank they're going to rob. They come along on a big helicopter and land on the roof. The first burglar goes to the bottom of the bank into the vaults and decides he's going to rob all the gold and jewels. The second burglar goes into the middle few floors and he again robs everything from the safes there. The third burglar, he stays near the top and ransacks the place. The fourth burglar, he stays on the top with the helicopter, just in case they get found out. Suddenly, he hears sirens. It's the police coming for them. So he radios his friends, and just like that, the 4 burglars return to the top of the roof and fly away, never to be found. Luckily, I found our 4 burglars again, so I can teach you how they got away. So you start like this with a fan of cards with the 4 kings, but what the audience never knows is beforehand you have set up the fan of cards and you have 3 kings, the 4th king, but behind the 4th king, you have 3 additional cards. All right, and what you do is you set it up like so, and then just squeeze them together so it looks like 1 card, okay? And the story goes that the 4 kings are going to rob the bank. You just bundle these up together and drop them on. It'll look like 4 cards getting dropped on. You say the first king is going to go to the bottom few floors. Now, of course, it's not the first king. It is one of the extra different cards that was on the back. In this case, it's a queen. It goes into the bottom to rob the vaults in the bottom few floors. The second card, or what you call the second king, and obviously you don't show this side, it's the second king, goes into the middle few floors, and the third king goes into the top few floors. The only thing you have to be careful of here is that you pick up at least 4 cards, because otherwise it'll go in between the 4 kings, which are now on the top of the pack. So that goes into the top few floors, and the 4th king, he stays on the roof with the helicopter. When they hear the sirens, the police sirens in the distance, they know it's time to get the heck out of there, and just like that, they all come right back up to the top of the building and fly away, never to be found again. Well, top of the morning to you. I have a deck of cards here. I'd like you to think of a card in the pack. Any card at all. Don't make it one of the obvious ones like the Ace of Spades, but any card at all, really. Now, I'm going to take the whole deck into my hand and grab it tightly, which will allow me to reach in here and take out 1 card. Bearing in mind, you could have chosen any card in the whole entire deck. Thought of any card, you chose 1 card. Think of your card. Let's see if I got it. The Joker. No, you weren't thinking of the Joker. Well, in that case, let me make your card disappear instead. In fact, I think I'll make the whole pack disappear. Well, holy God. Have you ever wanted to know how to make a whole deck of cards disappear? Well, whether you have or you haven't, you're about to find out. For this trick, we need a couple of things. We need a black pen or a pencil. Now, a pen kind of works better, particularly on video. We need a scissors, we need some white card or creamish coloured card, and we need some cards. We only need 1 card though. First thing to do is to get your card you're going to use. Now, you'll notice when I'm doing these videos, I use what are called poker-sized cards. They're quite large. They use them in, a lot of magicians use them, and they use them in casinos for poker games. And they're very popular in the States. People in Ireland and England, particularly when I was a kid growing up, tended to use what are called bridge-sized cards. And you can see there is a little bit of a difference. So for the children watching, if you're going to go out and get a pack of cards to do some of these tricks, I would suggest you go with the bridge-sized cards, because they're slightly smaller. So for stuff particularly like this trick where you need to hold one in your hand, you have much more room that you'll be able to hide it properly, all right? So first thing you're going to do for this trick is to get your card and line it up with the edge of a piece of card, all right? Now I've done this already, you can see from the cutout, and you're going to take your pen and as gently and as carefully as possible, draw a line all the way along the card, all right? Then you're going to get your piece of your scissors. I'll just quicken this up here a little bit. Not worry about the bit I haven't drawn on, and snip it off. You can get rid of this piece of card. You will need the scissors again in just a second. So what you've done is you've made a card that is the same width as the alleged pack of cards you were going to make disappear. Now the next thing to do is put your full pack of cards down and measure up the height of your deck of cards. Now I usually kind of just, as we say, eyeball it, but to be precise, you can literally come along and make a little mark about the height of your card, just like so, all right? And then what you're going to do is take a spare card that you have or a ruler and go from the top and make little lines all the way across the card, all right? Now, what you're going to do with this is, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be spread every millimeter. They don't have to be exactly straight. They can be a little bit diagonal because you will see in a second once I have this done, and you can obviously take your time a lot more. But once I have this done, you snip off the last bit, snip off this bit, I should say, which will give you the height of the card, all right? And what you're going to do in a moment is stick this onto this, tidy it up a little bit so it looks like a deck of cards. All right, this is the one I actually used in the performance on the bigger side, all right? So we're going to show you how to attach it in the next little bit. In the performance, I take out one card, the Joker, so I can do the Jokers Are Wild. In reality, what I tend to do is I use either the Queen of Hearts or the Two of Hearts as the card to take out and then make the rest of the pack disappear. The reason for that is there are mainly three thought of cards when you ask someone to pick a card, or think of a card, I should say. Usually the Ace of Spades, Two of Hearts, or Queen of Hearts. I've been doing magic for 22, 23 years professionally, and when you ask someone to think of a card, maybe 6.5, 7 times out of 10, it's one of those three cards. So in the performance, I say, think of a card, don't make it an obvious one like the Ace of Spades. So that rules out the Ace of Spades. People tend not to think of the Jokers anyway. And I find women particularly think of either the Two of Hearts or the Queen of Hearts, and sometimes the Queen of Diamonds. So I tend to use one of those cards. Now, the reason I tend to use one of those cards is when I take this one out and say, were you thinking of the Queen of Hearts? If they have, well, then it really is a miracle. And then you can go on and say, not only did I find your card, but I made the rest of the pack disappear. So you get like a double effect on top, if you like. So here's how you make it up. You have your little stripy bit of card pre-cut out. You're going to take some Scotch tape or some sellotape and stick it down halfway. So you have half on the card and half not on the card, so to speak. All right, you can see it over here. You're going to double this back up again. Now, the easiest way I found to attach this is to just fold a little bit of tape underneath and line it up. Now, you don't want to go, you'll see this from the above camera as well. You don't want to go right to the very edge. You want to leave about a millimeter or so, like literally just a tiny, tiny little bit protruding from the original card. The reason for this is when you flap it up, there's a little bit of a lip, a little bit of a shadow, which helps the illusion, all right? Now, you'll notice, and particularly from the above camera, that this isn't kind of that square. So the last thing to do is take this piece of paper again and just take the edges off it just ever so slightly. You just want to take like just that much, all right? And same over here, just like, yeah, you can see I just missed a bit there. So there, so it lines up, all right? And what that does is, as your hands naturally hold a pack of cards, they tend to kind of bevel in around them and come in around them like this. So what that does is it adds to the illusion that you're holding, and you'll probably see this better from the top camera, but that you're holding a real pack of cards in your hand, all right? Then to actually perform the trick, you literally come over, you ask them to think of any card at all. You come over as if you're taking the whole pack in your hand. Of course, all you have underneath is this, all right? Then you say, that's so I can free up this hand to come in and reach in and take out one card, all right? And what you do, the way you take it out, your two fingers here at the top, particularly if you're a child, if you're an adult, you might get away with one. you can show the Queen of Hearts. And as I say, if they have picked the Queen of Hearts, it means you have a miracle. And then you go on and you say, not only that, but I've made the whole deck disappear. If they haven't picked the Queen of Hearts, you say, Queen of Hearts? They say, no, that wasn't the card I was thinking of. You could say, oh, queens are wild. Or you can say, I didn't say it was your card. I just said Queen of Hearts. But look, I'm going to make your card disappear. And then the whole deck disappears. And I usually leave that down on the table, particularly if someone's looking from above, so that they can see a flat card. And you have just made an entire deck of cards totally disappear. Hey kids, do you want to see the fastest trick in the world? That wasn't it. That was just me showing off. But hey, it took me years to learn how to do that. This is the fastest trick in the world. I'd like you to take a card. Well, normally I'd like you to take a card, but you're on the other side of a computer screen or phone, so that's going to be hard to do. I will take the card for you. As you take the card and I show you the card, in case you think there's a mirror and I'm looking at it, I'm going to turn around so you can have a fair look at the card. All right. Turn back around and I would ask you to place it anywhere into the pack, and genuinely you can place it anywhere at all. So here's the fastest trick in the world part. It's going to happen on the count of 1, 2, 3. It's happened. Yeah, genuinely, look. Every single card is the same way as you would expect. But for some reason, yours has turned itself upside down. Hi, so you want to see the fastest trick in the world? Do you want to see it again? Forget it. Fastest trick in the world. This is a really, really, really strong trick. It's a pick a card trick, so all you got to do is get someone to pick a card. They can really take any card at all they want. In this case, it is the King of Spades, all right? So as they take out the card, you turn around to say, I don't want to see what it is, keep it to yourself, have a look in private, and you turn around to give them that space. But really, that's when you do the sneaky move, which is to turn over the cards, the whole pack of cards turn over, and take the top card only and turn it face down. You turn back around to the person who's picked the card, and it looks like nothing has changed. You ask them to take their card, which is the King of Spades, and pop it into the center of the deck like that. Now, really what's happening is they're popping it into a face-up deck with one card face down. They think they're popping it in to the whole deck face down. All right, and here's the part where you say, do you want to see the fastest trick in the world? 1, 2, 3, and it's finished. And all you do is, as you drop your hands beneath the table, or if you want, you can put your hands behind your back, you just turn the whole packet back around again. Spread through, and their card is face up in a face down deck. You have yourself a wee miracle. The only thing you do have to be careful of is you don't spread too far and show them the bottom card that's reversed, because that will kind of give the game away. Know what I mean? Well, howdy. I'm going to make this coin disappear using my magic wand. In other words, this pen. It's going to happen right in front of your very eyes on the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. That's weird. The pen's gone. I'll let you in on a secret. The pen actually ends up over here behind my ear. This time we're going to make the coin go. 1, 2, 3. And the coin is gone. Totally gone. Just like me. Hey, so how to make a small object disappear like a coin, although it could be a sweet or a ring, using a magic wand, although it could be a pen or a drinking straw. Very easy. Hold it like so they can see the coin. You say 1, 2, 3, it's going to disappear. And on 3, you just leave the pen behind your ear. So you come up the same each time. 1, 2, 3, the pen goes behind your ear. You go, oh, the pen has disappeared. And as you turn like this to show them that the pen is up here, literally that just falls into your pocket. You just pop it in your pocket. Turn back around. 1, 2, 3, and it really is gone. And now, so am I. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, roll up, and welcome to the greatest show on earth, the circus. And here is our circus ring. Not a very big ring, but that's because it's a flea circus. And actually, our flea today, our star flea, is going to do a trick. Let me just grab him. He's down here. There. Oh, sorry, I dropped him. Oh. I keep dropping him. Hey, come here. Our flea here, Geronimo, is going to make this coin, a euro coin, disappear. And to make it even harder, he's going to do it blindfolded. But it's very hard to blindfold a flea. So we are going to blindfold the glass. The trick uses a coin and an empty glass. Watch closely. We shall blindfold the glass like so. Place it over the coin and Geronimo. And under the cover of darkness, Geronimo makes the coin disappear. Now the hard part, he's going to make it come back again. Let's hear it for Geronimo! You're not too impressed, I can tell. Geronimo is going to do the trick again. Again, we blindfold the glass. We pop it over Geronimo and the coin. And Geronimo has made the coin disappear. Let me check. Yes, he definitely has. You really don't believe me, do you? He really has made the coin disappear. Let's hear it for Geronimo! Welcome back to the second half of the circus show, the explanation half. So this is a trick that's quite easy to perform, but it's a nice little story with Geronimo, the circus flea, and the circus ring. You can, of course, do this on a square bit of paper, but I liked the idea of making it into a ring and the circus theme that it involves in it. It's quite a simple trick. You just need a coin, a piece of paper or card, a glass, and an additional piece of paper which nobody knows about here. So literally all you do is you get two pieces of white card, put the glass in the middle of one of them, and trace around it with a pencil, take it away and cut very carefully all the way around. Then you take a glass, whatever glass you're using, and you get a Pritt stick, a glue stick, and go all around the top of the glass, and then pop the cut out piece of paper on, and it'll look like magic. Now, if I do it without the cover, it looks like that, right? Which, I mean, you could go like that and go, you know. But the idea of covering up the glass is quite cute. And for that, all you need is a piece of tissue, which I have here, or another napkin, another piece of paper. And the idea of the blindfold, blindfolding the glass, not Geronimo, the little flea, means that you can come over and then take it up. Now, I didn't in performance, but if you want to, you can cover it back up again and take the glass away and make it reappear. Now, sometimes people will ask you, well, what do you do if someone asks to look at the glass? Well, in that case, I just get rid of the glass altogether. Hey, thanks for watching COVID Conjuring with me, Billy Bubbles. If you enjoyed my style, my own website is kidsparty.ie, and if I've instilled a little love of magic in you and you want to learn some more, I'd recommend popping along to the local library and skipping over to section 793.8. That's where all the magic books are. Hey, some might even teach you how to do this little thing. Maybe.